That part's cool too.
I'm Chris from AutoAcademics, and today we're going to take a look at the 2018 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 4x4. While testing this Jeep, we've learned the Wrangler is much more than just a very capable off-road vehicle. It's a culture. Everything from the decals, to the forums, to the waves, it's all special and a part of owning a Jeep. And when I say Jeep, we're still talking specifically about the Wrangler, as it's so special, so iconic, that it's what most people think of when someone mentions the brand, even though the company makes 4 other vehicles. So let's get to it. Our tester today is, nope, not that, an all-new 2018 Granite Crystal Metallic Jeep Wrangler Rubicon 4x4, otherwise known as the JL for you purists. And it's a serious piece of machinery with standard features that include 33-inch BF Goodrich all-terrain tires, 3rd gen Dana 44 HD wide front and rear axles, True Lock front and rear electronic locking differentials, rock rails, front disconnecting stabilizer bar, skid plates for the fuel tank, transfer case, and transmission, performance suspension, Torx toolkit, hill start assist, remote keyless entry, and park view rear backup camera. Optional equipment includes leather trim bucket seats, leather wrapped park brake handle and shift knob, and premium wrapped instrument panel and door trim panel. The cold weather group adds heated front seats, steering wheel, and engine block heater. The trailer tow and HD electrical group includes a Class 2 receiver hitch, 7 and 4-pin wiring harness, 700 amp battery, 240 amp alternator, and auxiliary switches. The LED lighting group has LED reflector headlamps, LED fog lamps, LED tail lamps, and LED daytime running accent lamps. The electronic infotainment system group has the 8.4-inch Uconnect system with navigation, Alpine premium audio system, and auto-dimming rear view mirror. There's the steel bumper group, the Black Freedom 3-piece hardtop headliner, trail rail management system, all-weather floor mats, body color fender flares, and these cool 17-inch black wheels with polished lip. Total M.S.R.P is a culture-shocking $47,665.
Probably the most readily identifiable trait of the Wrangler is its grille. It retains its 7-slot design while paying homage to the CJ with the intersecting headlights.
The windshield is raked for better aerodynamics and still folds with the removal of just 4 bolts.
But we didn't try that.
As you'd expect, the doors and hardtop roof can be removed too.
But we didn't try that either. What we did do was remove the front Freedom panels since they don't require any tools, and they can be stored just behind the rear seat in their own storage bag.
While stowing on the go is easy, you may want to just leave them at home since they do block rearward visibility. There are 31.7 cubic feet of cargo space in back, and the rear seat folds and can be removed to fit bulkier items. This new Wrangler also provides an amazing 44-degree approach and 37-degree departure angle to climb all sorts of stuff. Alright, that one's not stock, but you get the point.
Another important trait for traversing remote areas is ground clearance, and with 10.9 inches, this Rubicon has plenty. That clearance comes at a cost though, making step-in height literally 2 feet tall. But hey, that's what keeps your feet dry when fording water. Once you eventually do get inside, the back seat is fairly accommodating for average-sized adults. The footwells are a little bit cramped, but there's tons of shoulder room, AC vents, and power points.
Running this Wrangler is a 3.6-liter Pentastar V6 engine with engine stop-start that makes 285 horsepower, 260 pound-feet of torque. A 6-speed manual transmission sends power through a 410 axle gear ratio. The true glory of any Jeep is its 4-wheel drive system, and our Rubicon has the heavy-duty Rock Track 4x4 unit. It's a 2-speed transfer case with a 4-to-1 low range and an 84.1-to-1 crawl ratio with the manual transmission. This, in combination with the locking diffs, should get you out of practically anything. Iconic design has its limits though, as this square-bodied Jeep has an EPA average of 17 miles per gallon city, 25 miles per gallon highway, with a combined rating of 20 miles per gallon. AutoAcademics achieved a slightly lesser average of 18.4 miles per gallon during testing on regular fuel.
The cockpit can be fairly involved for the uninitiated, with quite a few buttons and levers to choose from. That said, a little experience goes a long way, as there's a legitimate purpose for them all. They're all within easy reach, so you can readily turn up the strong Alpine stereo or access the pre-wired auxiliary buttons once you've added your winch and light bar. So now we've addressed all of that, it's time to take it out and see how it drives. Have you ever heard of movie driving? It's a term my brother and I used to use when we described the loose steering of the old Mustangs that we used to drive. Well, that's kind of how this is. But unlike those classic Mustangs, the play in the Wrangler steering is for better control off-road. The same can be said for the suspension. You kind of wallow through corners, and there's a ton of dive and squat during braking and acceleration. On straight roads, the ride is actually very comfortable, and these 33-inch tires hardly make any noise. In fact, when the top is all buttoned up, the cabin in general isn't too bad. Let's admit it, you've got to be pretty hardcore to spend 50 grand on a vehicle that its best traits can only be experienced off-road. I've had people wait for me in the parking lot to talk to me about this Jeep. I've had people wave me down on the highway. I've had people take selfies with me, and more importantly, this Jeep. But I get it, and more importantly, I appreciate it.
So about this Wrangler's best traits, we rarely have the opportunity to do some serious off-road testing while we actually have a serious off-road capable vehicle to test, but we did this time. And boy did the Rubicon shine. That loose steering that made us feel as though we were in a blockbuster flick allowed for just the right amount of input as we threaded each tree. The 3.6-liter V6 made plenty of torque, allowing for the Wrangler to granny its way up and down steep hills with practically no clutch use. And the suspension, that hardly noticed Atlanta's potholes, absorbed the rocks and tree roots with poise. Finally, the 33-inch BF Goodrich all-terrain tires shed the mud and dirt like a sheepdog's coat during summer. In fact, the only issue we ran into was getting the transfer case to sync properly when we were ready to engage 4 low, but that was likely more user error than anything else. I've got to tell you, it's amazing what you can get off the showroom floor, with a warranty. There's definitely something special about owning a Jeep. The camaraderie among Wrangler owners, the way they acknowledge you as you pass by. They don't know me. All they know is I'm driving a Jeep, and sometimes that's all that matters. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm Chris from AutoAcademics. Thanks for watching.